They called her America's sweetheart, until the day she shot her lover in cold blood. One moment, she was on the red carpet. The next, she was in handcuffs, her designer gown stained with blood, mascara running, screaming, "He lied to me!" This isn't a movie. This is the story of Ava Hart, the rising starlet who had everything: beauty, money, fame, and threw it all away in one devastating act of passion and rage. What made Hollywood's golden girl snap? Ava Hart wasn't born a star, but by 27, she was the face of American cinema. She starred in 3 box office hits, graced the cover of Vogue, and had endorsement deals worth millions. Known for her luminous smile and emotional range, she was compared to old Hollywood legends like Audrey Hepburn and Grace Kelly. She wasn't just famous, she was adored. But behind the glow of the spotlight was a woman crumbling under pressure, haunted by betrayal, and desperately clinging to a love that would ultimately destroy her. Enter Julian Cross. Older, mysterious, devastatingly handsome. A 2-time Oscar-winning director, Julian was known for his brooding genius and history of dating younger actresses. When he cast Ava in Velvet Redemption, their chemistry was electric. Off-screen, it turned into a whirlwind affair. He was 42. She was 26. He had a wife, whom he claimed he was leaving. She believed him. They were the kind of couple tabloids drool over. Red carpet royalty, whispering behind champagne glasses, disappearing to Lake Como on weekends. To the world, they were intoxicating. But to those close to Ava, they were a ticking time bomb. Julian wasn't just a man in love, he was a manipulator. Behind closed doors, he kept Ava dangling on promises. He'd show up at 3 a.m., drunk and whispering sweet nothings, then disappear for days. He told her she was special, irreplaceable. But he also flirted with co-stars and sent suspicious texts. Ava's friends begged her to walk away. But Julian had a hold on her. When Ava found out he was still sleeping with his wife and another actress, something inside her shifted. She confronted him. He gaslight her. And then, she found out she was pregnant. She told Julian. He told her to get rid of it. That's when the fantasy ended. And the obsession began. In public, they smiled. They held hands. They toasted champagne at Cannes. But the photos didn't show the screaming matches in hotel suites, the bruises hidden under couture gowns, or the late-night calls Ava made to her mother, sobbing, "He doesn't love me like he used to." Julian told friends Ava was hysterical. Ava confided in her therapist that she feared for her sanity. She lost weight, became paranoid, bought a gun. When paparazzi snapped a picture of her crying alone in her car, fans assumed she was tired. No one imagined she was plotting something deadly. On a rainy Wednesday night in Beverly Hills, Ava showed up at Julian's estate. She'd called him 17 times. He wasn't answering. She knew he was home. His car was parked outside. She let herself in. Quiet. Calm. Determined. Upstairs, she heard laughter. A woman's voice. Moaning. Julian was in bed with a 22-year-old model. Ava lost it. What happened next was a blur. At least, that's what she told police. She pulled out the .38 revolver from her coat. One shot to the chest. Julian gasped. The girl screamed. Ava stood still. Then she whispered, "You said you loved me," and fired again. Julian Cross died before the ambulance arrived. The headlines hit the internet before dawn. The media went insane. Ava the angel turned assassin. Love. Lies. Murder. The trial was a spectacle. Paparazzi camped outside the courthouse. Fans wore shirts that said, "Free Ava." Prosecutors painted her as unstable, jealous, violent. The defense described her as a victim, gaslit, abused, discarded. Leaked texts showed Julian promising marriage and denying the baby was his. Ava sobbed on the stand. "He broke me," she whispered. Hollywood split down the middle. Some said she was a monster. Others said she was every woman who's ever been betrayed. The jury deliberated for 3 days. She was found guilty of manslaughter, not murder. 10 years. Eligible for parole in 5. She was led away in tears, her red lipstick smeared, her designer heels echoing down the courtroom hallway. Julian's grave is simple. No flowers. No mourners. Ava's last public photo shows her in an orange jumpsuit, staring into the camera, defiant. A poster of Velvet Redemption still hangs in a vintage cinema in New York. No one dares take it down. Because in the end, it wasn't just a love story gone wrong. It was a story about how fame protects no one, and passion, unchecked, can die. Did Hollywood's toxic culture feed Ava's downfall? Did fame blind her to the warning signs? Or did it intensify the heartbreak? Was she a murderer, or a woman who finally snapped after being lied to, used, and discarded in front of the entire world? If you were Ava, young, pregnant, in love, and betrayed, what would you have done? Tell us in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Because the most glamorous stories are often the most tragic.